Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Monday, December 12th, 2022. I hope you all enjoyed the final episode of Season 17 of Sister Wives. Wow, what a long season. It's been a busy few months around here on the channel, and I have to be honest with you all, you know I like some drama in my episodes. This last one was a little tamer than some of the ones before, but there was something in it that jumped out at me. It began when Janelle started to open up about Robyn. She implied, as well as flat out said, that Robyn was possibly trying to turn family members against Christine all these years. But I think many of us may have had such ideas, but to hear it actually painted a different picture. In addition to all that, Janelle also mentioned that one of Robyn's quirks is that she likes to pretend as if she doesn't know something, as if to get to the bottom of things, when really what she's trying to do is manipulate a situation, which just isn't very honest. The conversation that took place in Mary's house had some rather awkward moments. This part actually has more interest for me than the subsequent events in Robyn's house in the final installment of the episode. It is here that Janelle expresses herself quite freely. She says that she is not happy with current developments, that she does not want to stay with Cody, and that it is because of the treatment of the kids, seemingly as if they do not have any place in the world, that makes her herself feel no longer included in the family. On the other hand, Robyn goes all out with what she has. She goes further, attempting a cry me a river trick to ease up on the tension. In this section, Robyn is attempting to draw everybody into the conversation, hoping that he can rally everybody against Christine. Of course, the part that nobody knows is that she voluntarily showcased her true colors before Janelle even got a word out. Then, even when Janelle does finally speak up, it's even more dramatic. Well then, Sister Wives fans, let's get started and break down this new drama. But first, I have a small favor to ask, and that is, if you are enjoying this video, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel and you're interested in new videos when they come out, please hit the notification bell to get notified when I'm live. Thank you. But now, this was more like deja vu. You know, same old debates and struggles being relived again and again. But this was also the first time that everyone was sitting down together in the same room after the split between Christine and the family. And what's weird about this family, if you put them in a TV show, they're supposed to be this tight-knit family. But after Cody confesses in front of everyone that they were just pretending to be happy in front of the world, it's a different story entirely. This leads to the huge question. When you can come out and admit that you've been pretending to be a happy family, and everyone knows that Christine is not a happy person, what else are you willing to lie about? For the sake of Cody and Robyn, the answer is almost everything. They are not only willing to bend the truth in order to keep the show on the air, but also to cause dissension in the family. Many fans have speculated that Robyn and Cody have some sort of game plan in mind where they try to eliminate all the other wives so they can all live together in their happy bubble through their little polygamous relationship. If so, it does seem a bit more feasible by the look of the episode.
This approach appears to be working for Robyn, or at least in her head, since in the course of this séance, which takes place presumably months after Christine has left, she attempts to dictate the narrative. But here is where the plot thickens, and Janelle finally pipes up with her admission that, really, she just doesn't feel like remaining part of the family on these terms. Janelle's revelation comes after Robyn begins the dialogue, attempting to guide it towards Christine's departure. She brings up this whole concept of one house, placing blame on Christine for messing it up with her truths about Cody, her true reasons for disliking it. However, this is where she chooses to forget that Christine also hadn't completely relocated to one house. She claimed she didn't know, refusing to commit to a yes or no. All the while, Robyn is going on and on about how shocked and offended she is that Christine actually did leave, like she doesn't actually understand that's what happened. She's presenting the last 18 months as if she has had this nightmare of the one-house clan, and now Christine has spoiled it for her, which is obviously not true, because referencing it is simply another way of Robyn dragging Christine. And then, naturally, the tears begin. Robyn is a dark place and has a lot to work through with the sister wives, she begins. She laments how the departure of Christine threw her into this dark hole. She even tells Cody that Christine has been trying to make him view Christine as the bad sister wife. How this has been going on for years is amazing. And how in the world is it a shock that Christine has left? Her crocodile tears are flowing, but it is so evident that Janelle is not taking the bait. "You're only saying that because," she says, seeing straight through the charade. "Annie," Janelle prompts, "you believe that, don't you?" Robyn thinks she's in a dark place and that she is surprised to find herself in this situation, and that she is upset that this terrible woman has left, observes Janelle. To be quite frank, none of this is surprising. Robyn has been complaining to Cody for years that this woman is terrible and does not belong in this family. The fact that she has left is not shocking to me. Either she was using him for his money and his status and his influence, Emily continues, or she was somehow using his illegitimate child to get into his good books, to get into his bed. Remember when Christine said she doesn't trust people who stab her in the back? That is what kind of betrayal Janelle is referring to, and Robyn truly has no excuse for it. The best she can come up with is, I never talked to Cody about the sister wives. That doesn't fly. Cody didn't even try to deny anything happened, and he just pointed to some kind of exchange between Janelle and Christine. No, it doesn't. If Robyn is trying to conspire against Christine, this merely indicates that Christine's feelings all along were right on target. She is proving that the entire act is just what it seems, an act. Fake, 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 it all seems, because it is for the cameras, of course, and naturally it gives Robyn yet another opportunity to bash Christine publicly. The game plan is evident here. A conversation has taken place for the sole reason that this moment provides Robyn with an opportunity to bash Christine, but Janelle is obviously not taking this act seriously. Observing the way all of this is playing out, it is a simply painful experience to see just how obvious Robyn's motives are. She is trying to manipulate everyone around her, using tears, emotion, ignorance, whatever she can to manipulate the situation to her advantage. Even Cody attempts to compliment her on her style, saying she is a donkey that just keeps going with the way she communicates with people.
The problem is that is manipulation, and she is using the emotions, tears, and the fake ignorance to manipulate the situation her way. Robyn responds like a concerned person would, but it's obvious that Robyn isn't actually concerned, as the only answers she has are the same ones repeated repeatedly. This lying becomes so persistent that you begin to wonder whether or not she's fooling herself. But things only get more complicated when Janelle finally explains herself. I don't want to try to work things out. She says this with a brutal honesty, that she isn't sure she even wants to do the work, that there is a sense that she is being asked to choose between her children and this group, that she doesn't feel like her children are truly welcome there, that this encompasses not just Gabe and Garrison, but all of her children. Janelle is absolutely right. Robyn keeps trying to get everyone's response on whether they want to work things out. He's like, if you do not want to work it out, then I need to hear that. Mary reminds them that they've talked about this before and states that she'll stay anyway. However, even Mary seems alarmed at the way that Cody is treating Christine, as well as the inconsistencies in the way he's done that. In response to Janelle's statement that she doesn't want to go on, she says, "It's because I feel like I'm being pulled in two different places, between my kids and the family. Cody wants them to apologize, but I'm not just talking about Garrison. My other kids are mad at Cody." And of course, Robyn acts like she doesn't have any knowledge of what has been taking place. Cody has concerns that everyone is talking about him behind his back, which in actuality may not be so entirely unfounded. Of course, Cody is always the victim in his own mind, and isn't he the one that has been talking with Robyn about how he can get Christine out of the family? This whole situation is complicated, twisted, and frankly just exhausting. But again, it is another way for Janelle to highlight how fake it all is. Everyone pretending that they don't know what is happening, acting like they don't know what is happening, playing the catch-up role. Robyn is going on as if she has not heard anything that has gone on so far, and to be truthful, she may very well be acting this way. Cody has a big mouth. This "I don't understand what is going on" bit is no shock. At the end of the day, Janelle shows that she would rather be with the kids. And she is right. Cody does not keep secrets, but Robyn is acting dumbfounded that the other kids have problems when this has come up at least twice this season. And it's not just Garrison or Gabriel, it's all the kids. Cody has already stated that they all can't come see them if they don't apologize to him, and yet Robyn tries to paint a scenario like it's no big deal. Cody does the same, agreeing with her about it being no big deal, saying, yeah, it's just a conversation. Janelle has had enough. "I just want to see my kids," she says bluntly. "I do not want to play this game." Robyn was eager to hear what was going on with regards to whether they wanted to try to work things out. When Janelle gets a chance to tell her what is going on, Robyn goes to tears. Of course, there is much more to this than crying. In her attempt to justify what has been going on with regards to how Cody has been acting badly towards not only her but also her family, she figures everyone left him. He left because his grandfather was. Robyn attempts to spin the situation in such a way that Cody's abuse of Janelle, her kids, and even Mary can be traced somehow back to Christine's actions. Robyn's argument seems that Cody's mad at women in general because Christine broke up with him, and thus all this angst gets shifted on the women around him. This is a stretch, and it's very evident that's what Robyn's trying to get across. When Janelle refuses to accept Robyn's tears over being in a dark place, Robyn changes her strategy. Now it's, well, Cody can't help it. Christine is what's hurting him. She's actually trying to turn Janelle against Christine, using any trick she can think of to get on her side. The problem is, Robyn said she wanted to know which one wanted to work things out, and when Janelle tells her no, Robyn can't accept it. Janelle breaks it down for Cody. He's creating a lineup of women.
Robyn, Mary, myself, Christine, and just shooting us all down because he's so mad at Christine. Robyn's last resort becomes a claim that all of them are suffering because they happen to be women, just as Christine does. See, you're not the only one that's being taken advantage of, Janelle. I'm suffering too. However, Janelle is firm about it. She doesn't want to resolve it. It's easier for her to just walk away and not get caught up in this mess. Another crying episode ensues, and Cody lauds her communication skills, and she cries some more. And finally, Janelle establishes her boundary and just walks away after firmly saying, "I don't want to work on this," and then walks out. However, she needs to go get Savannah, but it's a message to everyone that she's finished. They began with, "Do you want to share your plans?" and that was it. But Cody wanted this conversation to go further, to end with Robyn's attempts at getting a yes from Janelle that Christine was at fault, that she should just stick around and accept that Christine was at fault. The thing is, though, that Robyn wants Janelle to stay. She wants everyone to work things out. But then, well, I'm not entirely convinced that she does. It's like Cody and Robyn are more invested in the show than anything else. Everything they have is dependent on this show. It's not just a personal problem for Janelle. Money is on the line. Remember, those people were able to buy Robyn's house because of the proceeds from the sale of Janelle and Mary's house. Now, when Janelle leaves, that is one part of the income gone, and when Christine leaves, another part is gone. Now, between the two, it is 40% of the income. They are left with 60%, and the majority is dependent on Mary. Robyn does not have any kind of work life outside the home, nor does she have any desire for it. She wants the lifestyle, the nanny, the comfort, a cushy life without the effort. And it's here where you begin to realize the import of the family dynamics and finances, and why maintaining the reality show and the control over Janelle and Christine is so vital to the family. Before I close, I have a tidbit of tea to share with all of you. This is information I found out this past weekend. I spoke with a journalist who has been covering polygamy for decades, the 1970s to be precise. Serious experience there. This is not someone interested in what I have been referring to as tea with regards to sister wives. During the weekend, they related this amusing and interesting incident involving the Brown family. Back in the early 2000s, long before the family displayed their unique lifestyle on television, the Brown family actually became involved with advocacy work through the organization Principal Voices. The organization was attempting to decriminalize polygamy.
The one family member, Christine, quickly became rather outspoken and famous within the group for the work she was doing there. Indeed, she actually had a government-appointed position on a board that aided with the census count of the number of polygamists. Christine and Cody were also involved in groups related to minimizing crimes committed in polygamous groups, reporting crimes effectively, and assisting people living in the polygamous relation. Their efforts began to attract attention from the broader community well before they became television personalities. In fact, I managed to read an article dating back to 2002 focusing on Cody and Christine as they began to attract public attention through the press. And since then, the publicity continued to escalate as they continued their campaigns. With their advocacy efforts gaining popularity, Christine and Cody began networking with politicians as well as getting coverage in the news. Christine was interviewed by HBO and even made an appearance on an episode with ABC. The whole family was also featured in the BBC. They began gaining popularity within their social groups, and one person who took notice was Robyn. At the time, Robyn is married to David, but they live a humble and uneventful life. She has more ambitious desires. She wants to become famous, rich, and recognized. This is evident in her book, Becoming Sister Wives, where she confesses her objectives: to have Oprah interview her, to change the world, to write a bestseller, to make money, and to start her own company. She did not tarry in the least to attain these objectives when she became a part of the Browns. Robyn achieved all this and left David within a year and a half and relocated to Utah and met the Browns and showed that she was interested in courting Cody. This may have been part of her master plan, or whatever the motive might have been, according to the journalist I interviewed. Robyn achieved what she wanted. She got attention and power and the benefits that come with not having to work. Basically, she's a kept woman. There's also been a lot of talk about how Robyn's relations and even her involvement in the series are not as authentic as they seem. In reality, she could be treating the children poorly, even if her on-screen persona does seem caring and kind. Yes, some label her a gold digger, but there's some truth in that too. In fact, as you witness those crocodile tears, you realize that Janelle is far from buying what Robyn is selling at this point. She refuses to play along with the duplicity, but Robyn shows that she'll do whatever it takes to keep the show on the road. She just has to make people angry at Christine, who obviously scared her most. What are your thoughts? Share them in the comment section below. See you later, guys.